Let's get ready to rumble, Pales fans. Welcome to the baddest sports show podcast in the Deep South. I'm EJ504, and it's good to have you all listening in and back in the chat, man. As always, I have my links ready. If anybody wants to come on in, they are more than welcome to the chat is open, y'all. The chat is open. It is the New Orleans Pelicans once again are back on. We're here for another week of Pelicans podcasting. And they are facing the Utah, oh my goodness, Jazz. I can't believe that I have to say that disgusting Utah Jazz name, man. I mean, that's supposed to be our name. But, it is what it is. Look, Saints fans, Pelicans fans, look, it's been a crazy past couple of weeks with these Pelicans, man. They've been showing some good things, but they also been showing a lot of bad things, man. They have been showing that they cannot close out basketball games when it's close. I don't know if this is a Willie Green thing, or if this is a whole coaching staff thing, or if this is just maybe this is a players thing. I do not know, but the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans that we all know and love, they are 0-6 so far this season in games decided by 3 points or less. That's just unacceptable. We need to be winning these games. I'm going to talk, briefly a little bit since we just faced them. The Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant or not, there's no way in hell we should be letting these guys come out here and beat us. We're a far better, superior basketball team than them, and I don't get me wrong, John Morant is a beast in his own right, but there's no way John Morant comes in. He's been suspended for 25 games, and it seems like the Pelicans cannot guard him. Essentially, it's piss poor. I hate to see it, man. I expect more from this basketball team. Also, in news, Jordan Hawkins has been sent to the G League Birmingham squadron. This is alarming news, especially for me, because I feel like Jordan Hawkins needs to be in this lineup some way, somehow. I get the fact that some people sit here and say, well, hey, he's not a great defender. Maybe that's why Willie Green is not letting him play. But look, man, that's not what we drafted him for. We drafted this guy to shoot, okay? And it's not a bad idea to have abundance of shooters, okay? We're already down Matt Ryan, okay? Trey Murphy cannot be the only guy sitting there having shots, okay? We can't be sitting there continuing to just rely on Trey Murphy. CJ McCollum, he's pretty decent from the 3-point line, but we can't rely on those CJ McCollum. We need more shooting help. Jordan Hawkins brings that. I do not see, and I do not love the call by the Pelicans by sending this guy to the G League. I don't. I really don't. I'm just not a big fan of it. Now, I will say this, with me saying all of that, hey, the Willie Green, I still think does not need to be fired. I still think that he's the head coach for this basketball team going forward. But at the same time, and within my same breath saying that, he has shown some flashes where he's made some bad mistakes, okay? Particularly, I want to point out in the game against the Memphis Grizzlies, last, part of the game, I did not like the fact that he subbed out Zion Williamson, and he essentially put, I think that was Dyson Daniels. I'm not for sure. Can't remember at this moment, but I'm not for sure. But Dyson Daniels, you put a small guard in the post against Jaren Jackson Jr. It's little errors like that. Excuse me. It's little errors like that just gets me wondering, like, what are the Pelicans not doing in practices, to close out games, man? Like when we have 14-point leads on teams, there's no way we should let these teams get, and at home too, we should not let these teams gain momentum and come back to beat us. It's not Pelicans basketball, man. We need to be, in order for us to be one of these top, tier basketball teams that we're crying out to be, that we're supposed to be. In order for us to be this team, that we're going to be a top team in the West, a top 5 team, or even one of those, top 16 teams in the West. We have to win in the close games, okay? Or else we're going to find ourselves back in the play-in tournament, and you know how that went last season, okay? I don't want to be back in the play-in tournament, okay? I want to see myself. I want to see this basketball team, in a prime position, locked into the playoffs. What's up, Brian? It's good to have you in the chat. Yes, sir. Let's go, Pels, man. But like I said, man, I want to see this team make the next step. Take the next step, guys. Brian, look, there's no reason why this team should not be top 5. No reason. I don't understand it for the life of me. I don't understand why this team can't stay consistent. I said this too. Also, if you guys aren't in my Facebook group chat, in the baddest, sports show, baddest talk show on Facebook, the Crescent City Sports Talk. I talked about this is the biggest word that comes to mind for me in the season of the New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans this far. It's consistency. That's the word of the day. I mean, you can see it in New Orleans Saints football. One week you might get the Saints playing damn good, and then the other week, I guess the true Saints show up. They're not consistent enough of a football team. And then you look at the New Orleans Pelicans, you see what flashes of a like a playoff basketball team, a top 5 playoff basketball team in the West. And then you turn around and you see things like what you saw against the Memphis Grizzlies, man. Like, when is it going to end in New Orleans sports, man? Like, when are we going to take that next step to be a championship team? Now, look, I'm not really going to dig in too deep with the Saints. That's a different story. We'll get into that Sunday. The New Orleans Saints will be in Tampa for New Year's Eve. We'll have that broadcast for you coming soon. We'll get into them and their playoff chances, if there is any. But with the New Orleans Pelicans, like this, it's still early in the season. We haven't hit the All-Star break yet. But, like, these are the things that I want to see this team fix now. I want to see this team get together, like, now, so that when we get to the playoffs, we won't be sitting here scratching our heads wondering, are we truly a playoff team? Because, like I said, I've seen flashes where this team could be really great. We didn't swept the doggone Sacramento Kings. That's a damn good playoff team. That will be a playoff basketball team this season. and we turn around against bad teams like Memphis and ruin ourselves, And yes, I'm calling Memphis a bad team because just because you add John Morant doesn't make you a good team. Okay, yes, that's their leader, that's their star, and yes, he's gonna get his, but that still should not prevent you from winning the basketball game or playing the way you've been playing against this team. Okay. Now look, historically, y'all, I don't know what it is, but the Utah Jazz gives us problems. This is a team that is not playing well so far this season in basketball. We cannot let this young team get in the groove. We are at home. We are in the home stretch all the way into the new year. We have to defend home, win these games, and beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, man. Okay, the schedule is favorable. Okay, get on a streak, find some consistency. Okay, when you're on offense, okay, the James Borrego offense, I loved how it's looked, but at the same time, at the end of the games, why can't we find a spark? Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, why can't we find a spark? Why can't we find that one guy that can take over at the end of the game? Okay, they had the team meeting, Zion and Brandon Ingram and CJ, all of them. That the players only meeting, they had the meeting. Okay, there's no excuses at this point. Okay, these guys need to go ahead and figure things out now, because I have no excuse, and there should be no excuses come the end of the season. We should be seeing a playoff basketball team. Okay, now I do want to throw out here, Pelicans fans as well, with me saying that, I heard rumors about Jared Allen being available towards the deadline, and that's going to be something that I think the Pelicans should keep their eyes on. Okay, the trade deadline, maybe adding to this roster, adding more defense specifically to this roster, because I was talking about this as well in my group on Facebook. I was also talking about how, the Pelicans went and they did the right thing, drafting Jordan Hawkins, a shooter. That's what you need. You need more shooters on this basketball team. To go with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, who are paint beasts or mid-range beasts. So I think when we went in for shooting, we also need defense as well. It's starting to become a lot more clear that we need more people like Herbert Jones on this basketball team. Najee Marshall is good, okay? But I need more consistency. Jose Alvarado, I need more consistency out of you. So this leads me to believe, Dyson Daniels, you're another one. Great defender, but need more consistency. This just leads me to believe that the Pelicans need to make a move at the trade deadline. Like I said, I've just mentioned Jared Allen. Jared Allen may be available at the trade deadline. Now me mentioning Jared Allen, this does not mean that I want to get rid of Jared Allen. Jonas Valanciunas, because I think Jonas Valanciunas has been the heart and soul of this basketball team. He's been playing very well. But I do say this, folks, fit-wise, Jared Allen or Jonas Valanciunas? Jared Allen. Jared Allen fits this basketball team a little bit better than Jonas Valanciunas, okay? Especially defensive-wise, okay? I love Jonas. Jonas gets himself, though, in a lot of foul trouble and finds himself mismatched in bad situations, okay? He looked bad against Jaren Jackson Jr. I looked at games when he was facing against, which it's a bad matchup for anybody with Jokic. But, there's certain games you look at Jonas out there and he just cannot move his feet well on defense. Great rebounder. Even can give you some points, but we need more defensively. Jared Allen has a track record of playing great defense and denying the rim. I would look into that if I'm the Pelicans, and not just him. Like I said, if I'm the Pelicans, I'm looking for defense, because we have offense. Even though we still got some things to work out offensively and everything, when closing out games, but let's not worry too much about offense. I think defense is where we need to go ahead and get into the trade block and really look into. Or even if David Griffin can find a way to maybe even get a trade where you can still have Jonas on this roster and add a Jared Allen. I mean, hell, I take it. Hell yeah. But that's something that, my little spiel, that's a little something that I would hope, to see from the Pelicans. I would love to see, the Pelicans go ahead and find some defenders, man. We need it. We need it badly, because in the closing ends of these games, yes, our offense is putting up enough points, but we're not defending enough in the final seconds, okay, against these teams that can really give us some hell, unacceptable. Yeah, I can scream that though. I can scream about, his defense and all these things like that. But at the end of the day, the coaches, Willie Green has to, you got to have this team ready. And the players, you have to be ready. Okay? You have to come ready. Okay? Zion, I want more. Brandon Ingram, I want more. CJ McCollum, I want more. Like, you three guys are the face of the team. Okay? Where you go is where we go for the rest of the season. Y'all have to elevate y'all games. Okay? And not just offensively. We know all three y'all can score in three different ways. Okay? Shooting, CJ McCollum, mid-range, Brandon Ingram, and paint beast, Zion Williamson. Y'all, all three y'all can take over in three different ways, and that's awesome. But I need y'all to step up defensively, man. Don't let these teams come in and just say, "Oh, the Pelicans are on the schedule. We're gonna eat tonight," because they can't defend us. That's basically how teams look at us. Okay, we can't just keep relying on Herbert Jones. Okay, Herbert is just one guy, one man. Okay, we need a team effort. Okay, give Trey Murphy the ball when it's clutch situations. When it's clutch 3-point situations, give him the damn ball. This is not rocket science. Okay, this is just real. Okay, I know I'm watching y'all play. I'm watching these games, man. Like, come on now. I expect more out of Willie Green. I expect more out of the staff, man. I expect more out of these players, man. Now, they have a chance tonight to start this all over again against the bad, very bad Utah Jazz team. But like I said, once again, the Utah Jazz gives the Pelicans problems. Are they gonna? Are we gonna finally turn that corner as a franchise? Are we gonna finally find it within ourselves? I'm tired of hearing the same things in the post-game show from Willie Green talking about this is what we need to work on, and we'll work on, and we'll get better. Well, you're not doing it. I need to see you do it. Okay, I'm a see it. I'm not a see it type person. I'm a do it type person. I want to see you do it. Rather you tell me. Okay. So that's what I want to see from these Pelicans tonight. They got to prove it to me that they want to be that elite team in this Western Conference. They have the talent. They have the roster. There's no excuses no more. Actually, the roster is healthy enough now. So I just want to see this team, do what we've gotten excited, what we've as a fan base gotten excited about. Well, all we asked of this team was to stay healthy as of the beginning of the season. And now they're healthy. Now it's a different problem. Okay. So show up. Show up, Pels. Every 504, man, it's good to see you in the background. What's going on, Dad? What's going on with you, man? Look, it's the Utah Jazz tonight, man. I know you got some words to say about these Pels. I know how you be feeling sometimes.
It's not about how I've been feeling. It's just the bottom line. I told you it all starts with Willie Green. Willie Green has not showed me that he's competent as the head coach. We talked about this. We talked about this since last year. We talked about this in moments. You guys are on the field, the fever of Willie Green. Willie Green, he's a feel-good moment. That's what he is, a feel-good moment who's had a great speech.
Oh, really?
He's one of them preachers that you just gotta love. I have not, look, let me tell you something. We've been dealing with Zion Williamson. With Brandon Ingram is should be almost a candidate for MVP. Ingram is playing this year. Has nothing to do with Aaron. But I'm gonna tell you this: Willie Green, you're losing close ball games.
Yeah.
All of these games that they're losing are close ball games. We talked about this multiple times. You and I talked about this multiple times. The adjustments in the second half, the third, the fourth, they're not making the correct adjustments.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I have told you guys that I'm not feeling too crazy on the Pelicans, it's not because I don't dislike the Pelicans, because I dislike the Pelicans, because I don't like them. You know I'm a big Pelican fan. It's because I feel like the leader of the team is not holding himself accountable for these games. These games we should not be losing. You Memphis Grizzlies, are you telling me that John Morant is that valuable to the Memphis Grizzlies?
Right.
The fact that they come over to our house not once, not twice, 3 times a lady.
Well, it was twice. It was twice.
Well, I feel like it's gonna be 3.
But
I'm telling you that we're not closing games out. And the only time the Pelicans closed the game out this year was with the with the backup head coach. The interim head coach who, when Willie Green got sick, and we talked about this, that the Hornets' former head coach brought stability to this basketball team.
Well, I have to say this though, that if we're gonna bring up the backup coach, and yeah, look, I've loved his offensive mindset that he's brought here, you know. But they got to learn how to close games offensively.
No.
Hey,
coaching is
offensively. I'm just telling you, man. Look, they played all game, and then like at the end of the games, they don't have an offense. So what's it gonna be? You know, like if you're gonna play great all 3 quarters, and then you get to the 4th quarter, you decide, hey, you don't know how to run your offense anymore, then that's a little problem to me, you know.
My problem is this. We said adjustments. We talked about adjustments with this basketball team. We talked about this on the Bad Sports Show podcast. We talked about this on the Facebook group. The team is not following the pastor. The pastor is Willie Green. Willie Green.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on with Willie Green. I love me some Willie Green, but he got to get his ass. I don't know. The pastor has to go. It has to go. I don't know. I really don't understand what's going on with this basketball team. That the fact that everything that's going on with the football team, we're not getting out of the basketball team.
Yeah.
Everything's going on with the football team. We're happy with 17 wins. We should have at least 20 wins right now.
Well, that's what I kind of mentioned earlier. I said that, and I kind of mentioned this in the in like I said, I mentioned this in our Facebook group. I said this. I said, this is the word of the season for both franchises is consistency. You know, like it's the Pelicans because we can talk about the Saints season about to be concluded, and the football season's kind of in and towards the end. But while the Pelicans are in the prime of their season, can they turn that corner and find consistency? Can they find themselves on a win streak? Can they find themselves where, hey, they're in the easy part of their schedule where they're supposed to be beating teams like this Utah Jazz team that's 13-18 tonight. They should be beating this team, and they're on a home stretch. Can they find a way to get these wins? That's what I want to figure out.
Utah seems to play us for whatever reason. The Utah Jazz plays their best against the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know what it is. I don't know how, what, when, where. Whatever they do, they seem to come up to play their best when they play the New Orleans Pelicans.
Correct.
My thing is this, and I'm gonna tell you this: the Pelicans coaching staff, and I've been saying this for the longest. You don't have an Ingram, you don't have a C.J. McCollum, you don't have a Zion Williamson.
That's
no
true.
excuses. They all healthy.
Yeah.
They all healthy, son.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, what excuse can we give the Pelicans right now? What excuse can we give them? Because at the end of the day, me as a Pelican fan, it is just miserable after miserable losses to a team that does not have a bench. You cannot tell me Ja Morant is that great with a bench of them. There were a 9-win basketball team.
Yeah. Well, you're saying everything correct here. You're saying everything that I mentioned earlier.
Don't do that.
Like there's no excuses. Everything that we were kind of getting excited about at the beginning of the season with
It's
the
not
Saints
funny.
and the Pels, basically. Hey, we were hoping for a team that was just healthy. Just get this team healthy. Well, hey, they're healthy now. So there should be no excuses for this team now. This team should be playing on all cylinders. They should be doing what they're supposed to do. Now, like I said, I mentioned that about the trade deadline. Is there any players that you're looking at in this trade market? I heard of Jared Allen.
But that's not going to make you better.
They've been talking about that trade since like last year.
That's not going to make you better. You telling me Jonas is the problem? You're telling me Jonas Valanciunas is the problem. You're going to trade centers to go get Jared Allen, and you're going to lose Jonas. Why is he the problem? Why is he the problem? The problem is Zion Williamson.
How you feel about Jordan Hawkins getting sent to the G League?
Good. Development. He's not getting any playing time with the Pelicans right now, so it's development. I'm mad, EJ. Because why would you even consider trading one of the best centers in the NBA? Jared Allen, what is he going to give you that young man that JV is
I think we're losing connections with you.
What is JV getting traded that Jared Allen is going to give you?
Well, think about this. Jared Allen gives better defense than Jonas Valanciunas. Don't get me wrong. I love Jonas. I love what Jonas has been given to us.
Okay? I exactly disagree with you.
Okay, well, tell me why you disagree with me on that.
It's bullshit.
You're giving up every good
right.
That we're getting.
You gave us Steven Adams when Steven Adams wasn't a problem. Now you're about to give us JV when he's not the problem. It's
Well,
not the center position is the problem.
It's just us not being able to score.
you need, but hey, you need more defenders. Herb Jones is the only defender that we know, and we could throw Jose Alvarado and Najee Marshall in that,
We
but they
need
are
2 wing
consistent.
players.
They are not
It's on
they are
the
not
offensive
as
side
they
and
are
the defensive side.
they are not as consistent as Herbert Jones. Herbert Jones is coming every night on defense. Okay, so you need that primary defender every night to help out Herb Jones. Herb Jones is out there on the island most of the time. We can't just rely on him on defense.
If you give up Jonas Valanciunas, you're actually robbing his franchise. The problem on this is the ability of McCollum not being able to play defense, and the ability you look at your wing positions. The wing positions are not playing enough defense, and that's the bottom line. It has nothing to do with the center position; it's the wing positions.
Well, you got to do something. I do think the Pelicans do need to make a move. Whether it be one move, they need to make a move defensively. Okay, I think we did a good job, like I said in that
Are the
draft.
Pelicans top 5 in defense overall?
No, we are not. No, we
They're
are not.
top 10.
No, we're not. Oh well, wait.
Yes, they are.
No,
Yes, they are. They're top 10 in the NBA.
I can't tell. I can't tell with the
But
way
you can't
you're
tell because the offense. Listen, while we're not going at Zion Williamson and who is the core of the problem.
Okay, look, look, I'm with you with Zion Williamson. Let's be honest with you. Zion Williamson defensively is not giving you effort on defense. Okay, offensively, hey, he's great. We know what he can do offensively, but can he go ahead and give you some run on defense? Can he out rebound? Okay, can he stop getting out rebounded by a lot of these players? That's the biggest thing with him.
That's my problem. That's my problem with this basketball team is you have 3 head monster on this basketball team, and the problem with this basketball team is it lures with Zion Williamson. Let's talk about trading Zion Williamson.
Whoa.
I think at this part, if we're gonna stay in the play-in, if we're gonna stay as a play-in team, if we're gonna stay as a what is the bonus?
Now.
What is the bonus
disagree.
of having Zion Williamson?
I disagree with that now. Let me look. You don't get rid of Zion Williamson until you know that you're not making the playoffs this season. That's when you get rid of Zion Williamson.
This team has been statistically better than Zion Williamson when he's not playing.
I don't know about that.
You really need to look at the stats of late. And I'm not talking about last year. The team has actually been winning.
I don't know. Look, like I said, I think what's going to solve the problem.
What is Zion bringing to the basketball team?
He brings offense. Okay? He brings offense. Now, if we can get some defense out of him, and he doesn't have to play like a Herbert Jones. He doesn't have. We're not talking about that he needs to be a defensive player of the year. We're not talking about that. We just need him to grab some rebounds and make some effort plays, make some hustle plays, and then we're talking. That's all I'm saying about Zion. Now, getting rid of him, I'm not ready to do that until I know I'm not making the playoffs. And guess what? He keeps me in the playoffs right now.
Well, I'm cool with that. I'm just saying, could we be better if we got Embiid? If we got Embiid would you trade Zion from Embiid?
I would.
All right then. So when you said don't trade,
I would make that trade.
What I'm saying, when you said don't trade, is it a possibility that we can get a better player?
But look, you're not getting a Joel Embiid though. You're not getting Joel Embiid from the 76ers. I'm just telling you.
The bottom line with this
Joel
Pelican
Embiid
team
is not.
is we're not good on the defensive side of the ball. We're not a good basketball team on the defensive side of the ball. And we've been letting these teams beat us in the perimeter. In the perimeter, we've been
Yeah.
losing, and they get to the free throw line, and we cannot stop them. We were a team
Well,
that were beating. We were beating everybody, bro. Now all
well,
of a
I'm
sudden,
glad that you brought up.
Memphis came out here. Memphis is our Achilles heel.
I'm glad that you brought up free throws. What's going on with free throws? I mean, we've been missing free throws as well. I mean, those are easy points. Okay, I'm looking at C.J. McCollum. I'm looking at now Zion had a pretty good free throw night this past game, but I'm looking at players that we normally know that should be hitting shots at the free throw line. They're missing free throws. Like it's the basic stuff. Okay, and that all goes back to coaching. Okay, what is being worked on? Okay, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the move of Jordan Hawkins going to the squadron. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan.
Well, you do know that Trigger Trey went to the squadron.
Yeah,
You do
I know.
understand that many of their players went to the squadron. So it's not a bad thing for him to, if he's not playing with the starters, give
But
him
he
more
should be
playing time.
getting some minutes, though. He should be getting some playing time right now. He needs to be getting run. Okay, the way he played when C.J. McCollum and Jose Alvarado was out earlier this season, he deserves them. He
I
deserves them.
agree.
And a lot of people like to make this remark about him defensively. We didn't draft this kid to play defense. Yes, I agree that he needs to play some defense. But look, we value his shooting. Okay, so let the kid shoot.
I agree. No
And
disagreeing on it.
like I said, tonight the Pelicans have to, starting tonight, okay, they have to go ahead and beat this team, okay. I'm by no means I'm taking Utah lightly, okay, just because they have a 13-18 record. I'm not taking them lightly, but these are the teams that you're supposed to beat, okay. This is what separates you from a playoff team, a play-in team, and a non-playoff team. Okay, you have to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Okay, and you have to get and win at home. You have to get on a winning streak. There's no excuses
We
for these
have
teams
not
to not be
showed
winning
the
right now.
ability to win at home. We lost 2 games against the Memphis Grizzlies. That's alarming.
Yeah,
That's alarming.
it is.
And there were close games, but that's alarming for a
That's
team that should be
but
winning the West.
but the funny part is that's not our only close games that we've been losing. We've been 0-6. Like I said, I mentioned this earlier. We've been 0-6
But is
in
that
these close
coaching?
games.
Why you refuse to hold the coach accountable the same
I'm
way we hold
holding
Dennis Allen with the bullshit with Dennis Allen?
I'm holding all of them accountable because, like I said, I think it's not just
What is your
Willie
soft
Green.
spot for Willie Green?
Hey, look, I think that this is his team. I think that he's built for this team. I just think the players need to buy in. The players are not buying in right now.
If they're not buying in, he's not the coach.
You could be the coach of you could be the head coach of the team and be the coach of the team, and your players are not buying in. Think about this. They have players out there that can be a cancer to your team. Think about that. Think about how the Pelicans earlier this season had a whole player meeting because they weren't on the same page. Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. Think about these things.
Well,
C.J. McCollum.
then we got to trade one of the cancers, right?
Like I said, I'm not ready to
I
trade.
mean, you're saying this, but I'm saying we should trade one of the cancers, right?
I'm not ready to trade none of these guys. But I'm saying that this coaching staff, this play, and these players need to come together. There needs to be a move at the trade deadline, and they need to move forward and find consistency within themselves. If they can't do that, then they're gonna find themselves once again in that play-in tournament, or they're gonna be out of the playoffs. They're
That's
gonna be
facts.
back in the same situation like they was last season. The Pelicans are in the spotlight right now with the Saints. With the Saints having a disappointing season and everything like that, this is their chance. They can win the city over. They can do this, but do they want
But
to?
they can't win this. They can't win the city over, losing games to the Memphis Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, that's
That's
just
very
facts. I mean, I look. I love me some Willie Green, but Willie Green has to stop his inconsistency and his lack of aggression. The way he was in the playoff run a year ago is totally different than what the way he is now. And we got to understand this. The bottom line is these players are running off of energy.
right.
And the guys are not leading them. I will talk about football another time.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
I said, we're gonna get into that. This Sunday. We'll talk about all that on New Year's Eve and everything. But like I said, man, it's getting close to that time. It's prediction time. This is part of the show. Fans can leave your predictions in the comment section. And leave your MVP. We ask for two things: your MVP, and we ask for that final score. So every 504 Dan, I'm gonna ask you. Since I have you on
I
here.
got the Pelicans desperate because the last game showed me that they lost that game by a limp. They were competing. I got the Pelicans winning this game 108 to 106.
Wow, that's a close game now. That's a close game there now. That's a close one now. Who's your MVP?
Until they show me that they can actually Utah is the team. Even when they bad, they always seem to come to play. It's just something about Utah, and I think that the Pelicans are going to win this game in a nail biter. But it's okay. It's okay.
Hmm.
But we have not showed that we can dominate Utah.
Who's your
You got to
MVP of
show
this
me.
game? Who's your MVP of this game?
I got Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram with
Okay.
28 points tonight.
Okay. I think for me tonight, and I agree. I agree with you. They have to show improve tonight. The Pelicans are enough about talking about it. They have to be about it. Okay. And I think the Pelicans will win this game. They'll bounce back. I think this should be a 110 to 100 game. I think that this game is closer than a lot of Pelicans fans think this should be. But like you mentioned, that Utah gives the Pelicans problems. I don't know what it is.
I don't know
I
what it
don't know
is.
what it is. It's just that young team, Utah. They just know how to play against the Pelicans. But
And it amazes me, son, because Utah used to be the New Orleans Jazz, and they should be the Mountaineers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hate it. But look, I think my MVP tonight needs to be Zion Williamson. Zion needs to come out tonight, and he needs to And I keep preaching this almost every live that we gotten on here. When he needs to go ahead and prove that he's that guy. Like he needs to come out tonight and show the world who he is. He can't. He's got to go ahead and I'm not talking just offensively. We all get excited about what he does offensively and everything like that. But I want to see him hustle on defense. I want to see him grab the
I want to see
rebound.
12 rebounds.
Yes, he can do that. He can get 12 rebounds. He can get 10 rebounds. He can do that. It's not hard for Zion Williamson to do that. He just needs to pull that out of himself. I need to see this Pelicans team turn that corner, Pelicans fans. I know y'all want to see it too. We're tired of talking about it. I know you're tired of talking about it too. And at this point, we just got to see the game. We got to see, are they going to make the changes? Are they going to do what they're supposed to do? We're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. Pelicans fans and Saints fans, sports fans out there, like I said, I mentioned before earlier that we'll be back on here, EJ 504, Ever 504. We'll be back on here New Year's Eve on Sunday for the New Orleans Saints.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be live. We're gonna be live together.
The New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At this point, the Saints just need to win if they have any playoff hopes left. So we'll see what happens with them and everything. But like I said, man, y'all enjoy the game tonight. It's up to these Pels, man, going forward. The word of the day is consistency. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Battle Sports Show podcast. Y'all follow us.
Also hit the like button.
Hit the like. Y'all go ahead and make sure y'all follow us on Twitter as well. I love y'all. I will see y'all Sunday, and then we'll get back on these Pels again next week. But I hit that 1, 2, 3, and a hoop that, and we out of here. So 1, 2, 3, hoop that!
Who's that?